Okay, okay. Recording? Okay, good. Zero. Right. What did I say just now? Yeah. Load factor book there. I am going to suspend only 500 km. But it will be safe or not? Is it clear to you? Listen. To suspend 500 km in working stress method, what you will do? You will adopt, the difference. In load factor method, we are using specific, additional factor of safety for material, for strength of concrete, not steel. Okay, additional factor of safety for concrete. For this method, we use specific factor of safety for both steel and concrete. Okay, that alone. That is the difference. Okay, so ultimate area very good. Right. Now I am coming to limit state design, which is important for you. Working stress method based on elastic theory, already told you. Ultimate load method based on plastic theory also, ultimate load theory, based on ultimate way I would say, ultimate load theory. Okay, I am not supposed to take into account the strength in the plastic range, so based on ultimate load theory. Okay, the main thing, important thing is all of you listen. Ultimate load theory ensures strength aspects, while elastic theory ensures serviceability aspects. Okay, there are advantages. Since working stress method is based on elastic theory, ultimate load method is based on ultimate load theory, limit state method, that is a third approach was developed. It is based on, right? It combines the advantages of both the methods. Limit state design combines, it was introduced somewhere 1956. Before 1956. Okay. In India. Okay. Right. Somewhere 19 in India. Okay. Somewhere 1970. Okay, we go to later. Nice. Okay. It was introduced to that somewhere after 1956 somewhere, but produced in India. Listen. It combines the benefits or the advantages of both ultimate load theory and working stress method, elastic theory. That's why it is called because listen, ultimate load theory deals strength aspect very well. Working stress method deals service aspects very well. What is meant by service aspect? I will tell you. Serviceability conditions very well. What is that? I will tell you. This limit state design combines the advantages of both. So we take into account both strength aspects as well as serviceability aspects. All aspects are taken into account in limit state design approach. It means what is meant by serviceability, sir? If you ask me, serviceability means I have to design my RCC structure in such a way that the deflection in the structure should not be excessive. If any cracks happens, everything should be within the allowable value. Definitely there are going to be some deflection that should be within the permissible value. Okay, that should be ensured. During its service, the section should not become unfit during its expected lifetime. The RCC section should not become unfit during its expected lifetime. It should not reach any of its limit state. The section should not reach any of its limit state during its expected lifetime. At any time, okay. Unless so many aspects: deflection, cracking, durability to the given environment. Deflection and cracking should not be excessive or more under service loads. Okay, the load has to carry actually under service loads or characteristic loads. And it should not be, there should not be any, the structure should be durable during its, to the given environment, during its lifetime. Okay, and the overall stability should be ensured. Okay, and it should have fire resistance and etc. All these aspects called serviceability condition. They are called serviceability condition. During its lifetime, these conditions are to be satisfied. called serviceability condition. Both serviceability condition and strength aspect it combines. So for deal with the serviceability condition, elastic theory is best. Because when you talk about excessive deformation and all, elastic theory is good. Okay. Strength aspect, ultimate load theory is good. So it combines the merit of both the methods. So there is a third approach called the limit state approach. In the limit state approach, the section should not reach any of its limit state of strength and serviceability. What is limit state of strength means? Limit state of collapse. In that ultimate limit state of collapse. It means ultimate limit state of flexure, ultimate limit state of tension, ultimate limit state of compression, ultimate limit state of flexure, ultimate limit state of shear, ultimate limit state in torsion, all. Okay, it should not, during its lifetime, it should not reach any of its limit state. Failure level is reached. And also serviceability condition. Serviceability condition, what are the serviceability condition? The deviation should be within the allowable limit, it should not exceed. Okay, we are taking into account. All aspects are taken into account. In simple words, all aspects are taken into account in limit state design. We design my RCB structure accordingly. It may not be clear to you. That is why this method is called strength and serviceability method. Also called limit state method is also called a strength and serviceability method of design. Okay, both strength of the material, strength of the section, as the structure, as well as the serviceability conditions are everything ensured. Everything taken care. Accordingly, the sections are designed. Okay, to explain it to you very difficult. Even if you read the book also, you feel it hard to understand. But slowly you realize it, you will be understanding. Don't worry. Okay, just that's what I discussed in this paragraph. That's what I discussed in this paragraph. It's also one strength and the serviceability design. Okay, that's all about this chapter. I will go to this limit state design. They are going to see the limit state design in detail. Okay, limit state design in detail. That's what. See here, later I will do the notes and we can go through. The ultimate state, limit state, or the limit state of collapse will not be reached. So here, just now I told you, no. I want to design a wire. I want to design a wire. I want to determine the diameter of the wire so as to suspend wire at 100. But I have designed it to such a way that at 70 it will fail. Okay. But I have suspended only 900 wire. But in any of its lifetime, any accident overload takes place, the wire will not fail. The failure level of the wire will not be reached. That is the issue. That's ultimate level of collapse. It will not reach. Ultimate level of collapse. Okay. And then the serviceability limit state, which deals with the conditions such as deviation, cracking of the structure, and the service force, durability under given environmental condition, overall stability of the structure, I told you, the resistance to collapse of the structure due to accident overload, excessive vibrations, fire resistance, fatigue, etc. Everything you have to understand. Fire resistance, etc. Okay, so this is the introduction. Principle of limit state design. Regards the various limit state condition. Okay, I will come to the principle of limit state design. Okay, so the introduction already I have given. Yeah. See, this is the approach of limit states. Limit state of collapse or ultimate limit state, limit state of serviceability limit state. There are two limit states. Both the limit states should be taken into account. My success should not reach any of its limit state value. Limit state is limited. That is not bounded. Limit state. Limit state. Okay. Let us set out limit state. First is limit state of collapse or the ultimate limit state. In that you have fracture. When you design beam, you beam fracture. You are dealing with your fracture number. Compression. When you design column, limit state is compression. Okay. Column is a compression number. Shear. In my beam I have shear also. Okay. Subject to shear force also. Right? Torsion. When you deal with any number, it is subject to torsional force. Attention. Okay. Limit state of fracture, limit state of collapse, ultimate limit state in fracture, ultimate limit state in compression, ultimate limit state in shear, ultimate limit state in torsion, ultimate limit state in tension. Any of these limit states should not be reach when you design perspective members. Then you design virtual member or column, or some other member or slab, whatever it is. Here, see, now I am giving you the concept. It may confuse you. You may not understand, but don't worry. Slowly we are going to work out a lot of problems now, we will be understanding. Right? And then serviceability limit state. In limit state approach, all these aspects will be taken into account. In serviceability limit state, durability also will be ensured to my structure. Overall stability, fire resistance, deflection, cracking, all should be ensured. If any cracking happens, my structure should be within the allowable limit. The deflection of my structure should be within the allowable limit. If my structure is exposed to fire, it has to resist fire for 1 hour, 2 hours. Requirement time is there. Requirement. Okay. So that evacuation can be taken place. I can evacuate my property. Event of fire, people and properties. Okay. My structure should not collapse immediately. Or within 20 minutes of project, you have to release the fire for some time. So that evacuation process can be done. All these things. And tracking, deflection, fire resistance. My structure should also possess the overall stability. Okay. If any accident happens, and durability should be ensured. My structure is exposed to listen. You are designing a structure in marine environment or chemically aggressive environment or cold climate environment. Everything should be ensured. That it should not face any frost action. Cold environment, you have frost and thaw cycles. Frost action. Freeze and thaw cycles. Frost action should not be there in cold climate. If we suppose my structure is situated in marine environment, because sea water spray, please listen. The air brings sea water spray few miles inland. Majority of cities are on the shores. Listen. Majority of the populations are living along the shores in the world. Majority of the populations are living along the shores in the world. Many structures are situated along the shores of the world. Okay, the seawater spray, the air brings the seawater spray few miles inland. The structures are exposed to marine environment. Hospitable for foreign attacks. Okay, so I have to design the RCC structure differently. Suppose my structure is situated in a cold climate country where it is subject to frost action, freeze and thaw cycles. I have to design it in a different way then. In certain aspects, the serviceability aspects. Okay, my structure I am designing for a chemical industry where it will be say some fertilizer industry where ammonium. It will be exposed to ammonium. Okay, fertilizer industry, ammonium chloride. Fertilizer industry. I have to design a chemically aggressive environment. So I have to, serviceability condition I have to take care. The money, we are taking into account several serviceability conditions and strength aspect, limit state of collapse, limit state of serviceability, everything we are taking into account. All these aspects, how to ensure them? How to ensure these aspects? I will tell you. Listen, I am 100% sure it will confuse you. I know something would have gone into your mind, but not exactly 100% clearly. But you will understand. You will realize shortly while working out problem. Okay, listen, next. How do I am going to ensure this all? Strength aspect, I will tell you later. This is the theory. The serviceability aspect, I will tell you here. How to ensure this serviceability aspect is given in here. Procedure of design for different states. Listen. The procedure, how we are going to do. Procedure for design of different states. First, ultimate state condition. How we are going to achieve this ultimate state condition? For that, what I am going to do? For this purpose, the structure should be designed by the accepted ultimate load theory. I am going to design the structure by using accepted ultimate load theory. Just now I told you. Okay. Theory to carry the specified overload. To carry the specified overload. We are making structure composition. Okay. The specified overload. How do I am going to get the specified overload? I am going to multiply the characteristic load. The load it has to carry. Called characteristic load. Okay. That I am going to multiply the factor called load factor. Actually, partial safety factor. I will come to that later. Partial safety factor. Okay, load factor. Thus, I am going to get the overload. Called factored load. Okay, so I am going to adopt ultimate load theory. Thus, I am going to ensure the conditions are ultimate. Okay, sixth condition I am going to ensure. Next, in that durability condition, how I am going to achieve this durability condition? How I am going to ensure this durability condition by design? Design, the structure should be fit for its environment. Just now I told you several environment, marine environment, chemically aggressive environment, industry, cold climate environment. I told you different environment. Okay, for those environment I am going to take it upon. For that, how I am going to ensure? I am going to ensure by cover for the steel as well as the cement content. But what is cement issue? Only this one I am going to take care. I have to take care of cement content in the mix. What is the issue in the mix? And also cover the detailing. What should be the cover? How much cover I have to provide to my steel bar inside? Suppose in an ordinary environment I am designing, my cover may be minimum. I need not bother about the cover of the concrete structure or cover. I can provide okay. But if it is exposed to marine environment, I have to ensure polar provision. Polar provision. If the structure is a different exposure condition, what should be the minimum cover? What should be the minimum content of cement to be used? They have to be ensured. And what should be the water cement ratio? Also, limit is there. For ordinary environment, I can use a water cement ratio of 0.5 or 0.55. When I am working in a marine environment, my water cement ratio should not exceed 0.42. Above 0.45, I cannot get to a water cement ratio. The maximum water cement ratio can be 0.50, 0.45. 0.45, 0.43 or 0.42 or 0.4 I have to take in the mix. And accordingly I have to design my house structure. Okay, so depends on the environment. These three parameters I am going to vary. Cement content, water cement ratio and a cover to the reinforcement. Thus I will ensure the serviceability condition to the durability. Okay, I will finish. Time up? Okay, 2 more minutes. Depression condition. Okay, next class will I continue? Okay, I will stop at this stage. I will continue next class. Stop. Come and stop. Salute.